Welcome to City Skylines and the city of Portmont. In the last part we did a fair amount of damage to the city to be able to unlock a unique building that required 2,000 abandoned buildings, and it's taken a little while to get the city back on its feet again. You can see it's now recovered from being almost broke because I also did a unique building that required 4% tax for 20 weeks. We're back to just over 4 million. The population is up to 243,000 and things are going pretty well. And what I've been doing quite a lot off camera, guys, is tinkering with the city while it recovered. It was a bit of a slow process. I think in real time it took about 2 hours of gameplay just to get the city back and stable. And what I've been doing in the process is adding a few distinct buildings. We put the Colossal Order office in here, and this is the Gherkin. And if any of you don't know what the Gherkin is, it's a very well-known London landmark, and as you can see here, it does look a bit like a Gherkin. And the other thing I've also did is the university leveled up, and I think it's still got to go to the next level of level 4. And what I've actually done is added a few buildings to the university. I've also added a football stadium here. Looks like there's a current match going on, and it's not been here very long. And the other thing I've also put in is a festival venue. I thought it'd be appropriate to have it next to the students. A venue going on here, and again these are new. See here, featured concerts. Yes, you could put an ad campaign in. Looks like the venue's just finished, so we've now got that working with the university. I've also shifted this junction back a bit because I think Snafu mentioned the fact that I wasn't using this farming area here. And I've kind of picked up on his suggestion to make maybe this into a farming university. But first I will have to build up a town over here. Now the city does have a few problems with imports and supplying various residences. The worst problem it seems to be over here. You see here, not enough. Oh, this is not enough customers. But at the same time, there is. Looks like there's somebody tucked in there. I am getting problem with imports. And I think Risto pointed this out in a comment about the fact that getting imports into the city and especially when the city is disjoint, it can be a problem. But it's also a problem that when the city gets to this population size, because what actually happens is that you can't get enough in, especially when you've only got 2 road connections. So what you're going to need to do is really start to open up these extra connections to get things going. And that's something to bear in mind as your city grows. Now, but the other thing I will also say is that the city is coming up to 250,000, and the reason I'm playing on slow at the moment is simply because if I start playing fast, the game actually starts to stutter, and that could be a potential problem. So what I want to do is shift the attention to the remaining unique buildings that need to be unlocked to see if we can actually get those unlocked before I have to wind this Let's Play up, because the game will just become unplayable. So what I want to do is just have a quick review through, see what's needed. See, it was the cathedral that had the abandoned buildings. We've got a winter market, so we need 600 service buildings. Well, that should come in time. Plus, once you've got a lot of money, if you don't get that, just shove lots of different buildings down, and it soon goes through. You got the Chirpex launch site. Yeah, I'm not meant to be looking at that. We're going to put in 7 instances of multi-platform train station. Again, I mean, I know some of you guys may not agree with this, but to be honest, I would just say put down 7 instances, just build them and then take them away again. With some of these unique buildings, that's the best way to do it. And we've got a couple here. We need 5,000 squares of leisure specialisation, 5,000 of tourist specialisation. So we certainly need to work a little bit on this area. Is the football stadium that was a free unique building, and this was the fan zone that I also put down here, and that we've now got this, and I think they unlocked the fan zone park, which is like an overflow. I mean, just to show you, I mean, we've got this area over here, and what we could do is put in a kind of overflow area here. Although strictly speaking, it should be near a metro station or something like that. Yeah, there's a metro station there, so I could probably put that. We put that on the back here, like that, and then people can come up on the metro station there. But this area is broken. There's a power line over there, so we don't actually need that power line there. So we can probably get rid of that. I guess that this was probably destroyed in a thunderstorm or something. And I mean, we're getting a little bit of demand for residential. I want to keep it going. And I think what we're going to do is just check the zoning. Oops. Just going to push this out a little bit further. And maybe just push this through here. Maybe we'll come across like that. You can come in here and we'll just shoot a bit more high density across the back here like this. To check, make sure the water's connected. Yes. Like that. Just cover that like that. And we can fill in the plug in. We can literally fill in these areas later on. Anyway, it's just back to here. We've got music club. Right, this one is all finished. What we've got here. The Fountain of Life and Death. Don't really want that overlapping. The problem with these buildings is the noise, but that's not too bad actually. What we could do is put that there, just like that, and then that will have an effect on that area there. And then as we build this out, it will work. What we got here? We've got to build construct a sightseeing bus depot. I haven't really ever gone into anything to do with that. We've got to do 5,000 meters of walking tours. Although to be honest, I'll have to try and remember where the walking tours are. I can't remember actually ever putting those out. So then we got to have 300 library users. Well, we could probably work on that a little bit. Libraries, public libraries. We've got a public library there. We don't have a public library over here, so we could drop a library in this residential area. That will help. Actually, we don't have a library here either. Oops, thank you. So we're still renowned. Okay. I'll put another library in there. Just check the university. So we've got to work on the academic works now. We can only do one a year, so it's going to take a little while to build that back up again. But university's looking good. I'm very happy with that. We have to keep an eye on the industrial demand. Now I don't want to put any industrial in here just at the moment, because if I do that, what will happen is that there will be no one to actually work on it. We could put in. So we do have an industrial specialization, but I mean, my instinct is to carry on expanding this area a bit. We've got a little bit of farmland around here. What's actually causing this? Oops, this doesn't. It's no good. Didn't intend that to be. I mean, I could put some industrial into this area, because this area is now effectively completely placed out as respect to being an ore extractor. So we could put you across like that. We could make this into an industrial area. It's going to be polluted anyway. We can refurbish this as a something like that, and then just put in industrial up here. And it's already polluted from these buildings anyway, so we can just start putting in industrial over here. And we've also got some garbage dealing here as well, so maybe we can turn this into, I suppose we could do the same up here because this is running out as well. Let me just have a quick look. I mean, I could push up into that area there. We got this area over here. It looks like the oil fields has been virtually completely played out. We could drop a tiny little road up there and hook you up and put you there. And just squeeze the last amount of oil out there. I'm just going to check over here. I don't think we've got any oil left here at all now. Got a couple of very small patches here. And it's not. I'm not even sure that that's actually worth the effort, to be honest. Well, we're getting a tiny amount out, literally a minuscule amount from there. We'll probably move you over a little bit. You can extract the last of the oil from here. And again, we could turn this into an industrial area. Let's destroy some of these other oil fields because well, they're never going to be used for anything anyway. And so what was that? We've got the libraries. It says here, Sphinx of scenarios, win any 3 scenarios. This is something we can't really do in this Let's Play because we have to win 3 separate scenarios. What I will say though is that if you're new to the game and you've got to do this, when this first came in, you had to do the 3 disaster scenarios, but there's other scenarios now which are a bit more easier, like the traffic one. And I think there's some to do with industries, which actually makes that a little bit more easier to do than it was before. And what we got left here, we got to do the Sparkly Unicorn. That's Floodland. That's the disaster one. So we've actually got most of the stuff there. Now, I have been asked why I haven't built any of these main monuments in the city. And the reason for that is these can actually distort your city because they give city-wide benefits, which if you're trying to build up things like getting a level 5 university and other elements, it just makes it very difficult. So we only want to place these as and when you've got to a point where you don't actually need to unlock any other unique buildings or have any other accomplishments. And we've got a little bit, tiny bit of demand for residential, a little bit of demand for commercial. I mean, I could put in a bit more over here, though this is a little bit isolated. And so I could actually, what I could do is we got office stuff here. So if I take out that office stuff there and put that back in there, what I'll do is take out these small buildings here. And you can see another problem when the cities gets really large is these disaster areas is getting the food to them. It's a little bit of a consequence of the way the mechanic works and the city. And I'm being completely honest, it's not that easy to get the whole city fed. I'm just going to put some more in there. And I'm not totally sure whether this is covered by the... No, this is just going to be ordinary commercial. I think that will work because the tourist and leisure areas here need more work to be done on them. What actually is this? Yeah, I think what we got here, I think we can extend this out like that. In fact, what we could probably do is push this a little bit this way, like that. And then actually this is, I drop this down here and bring this through like that, and then we can push this out this way like that. I know it's going to mess up the demand, but when we can have that like that. What's this here? This is a geothermal plant. I think we could probably move that up to here, and then that will open up this area for sorry offices. Actually what we could do is just take up that extra demand here. We're probably not going to come out any further this way, so we could probably put some offices in here like that. Just to keep this growing out. Now we did have the, what's it, not multiple stations, tourism. I'm sure that there's another one here as well. What's this? 600 service buildings. Ah, here we are. We got to get 30,000 squares of industrial. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge as well. And I think just to carry on the theme for this video, what we're going to do is Sightseeing Bus Depot. Where would we like to go sightseeing? Not even sure where the Sightseeing Bus Depot is actually. Bus line. Ah. This is the hot air balloon. This is the Sightseeing Bus Depot. Okay. I suppose I could put the sightseeing. This would probably be a good place to put it. That gives us the clock tower. Yeah, we got a clock tower. I think we could put, and we should have some space in here. And this would probably fit into this area here, since it's related to this. And what we got here? Hot air balloon tours. Okay. It's amazing when you look through these menus and you look at things, you think, you see things that you've never actually ever noticed before. We get that just on that corner. I'm just curious. I wasn't even aware this was in the game. I suppose it does fit with this here. Oh, that's cool. This walking tour point of interest. Can we put this on here? Yeah, I think we can do this. Got a little bit of a footpath around here, so let's just put a bit of a walking tour in here. I suppose we could come down into the, will it come down into the old town? Yeah. Okay. And how's that affected the maybe it takes a little while for that to kick into. We could put a walking tour over here as well. And we got the metro station here. High appeal, more tourists. Well, I'd have thought that people here would want to. Why won't that? Okay. That not connected? Well, I thought that was connected. I was certainly gonna. And you can come back into, I suppose you could call this the historic part of the town. And just have another quick. Yep. Actually, while I'm looking at this, I think what we're going to do is this parks, yeah, paint park area. Make it a bit bigger. Maybe not that big. There's one thing I don't have in the city at the moment is a zoo. So if we put in something over here like this, and it's, I mean, it's really close to this system here. We also got a metro station there, and park life. And what we've got here, more zoo gate. Don't we have a big zoo gate? Zoo main gate, there we are. We've got zoo side gate, zoo zero, antelope enclosure, zoo restaurants, birdhouse, zoo cafe, zoo plaza. And I think and this is a nice flat area. One of the mistakes I made, what I did is I built the zoo on an uneven area, and it didn't work that well. Actually, what we can do is just check. We've got plenty of fire. Actually, got no fire coverage up here. Actually, we could put in a bigger building here. About police, we've got no police coverage up here as well. And looks like we've got no water coverage either. Haha. Another fail. And you can come there. I'm just going to hook you through there. I can integrate you back into there. What was I doing over here? Yeah. I think what is this? This is a zoo plaza. We put a zoo plaza there. That will bring the power through to there. And then what we can do is we can start with, what can we start with? Well, we must have the birdhouse close to the entrance. Actually, no. We'll put the zoo cafe close to the entrance. And the souvenir shop, because that's what people come to see. And I think we could probably get some restrooms just on the corner there, just inside. And then what we'll have is the birdhouse there. And moose and reindeer enclosure. So this is one where we need to just, yeah, this is a free placement one, so we just put that about there. No, wait, yeah, we'll put it that way. Keep snap locking. If we put that about there and maybe slightly away from the road, and then what we can do, this wants to be connected. That explains it. And there's the connection point there. And of course we're going to need water out here. Just going to bring the water out like that. Oops. Take that out. Don't want. And just have a quick check. What's the? Yeah, so we're way over the top there. So we just need that to build up now over time. I quite like these plazas here. Actually, what I could do is we got demand for commercial. What we could do is put commercial right through this area here like that, and then we could probably put a tiny amount of offices down this side down the road like that, so that it effectively hides the amusement park. And we can put this in here like that. We'll also make sure everyone pays their ticket when they come in. We now got this built up here. Everything's looking good. We're up to 241,000. We're losing a bit of cash, but well, that's not a problem. We got just over 5 million. So, quick look through here. We got. Could I get another walking tour in? Well, what I could do is, well, another area I want to develop is over here. So, well, this is an industrial side. I think what we could do is put a walking. Also, we've got a couple of abandoned buildings. What's causing problems here? Not enough goods to sell. Yep.
Geologists predict that a sinkhole could strike at any
Okay, we've got a sinkhole coming in.
Take precautionary measures.
I think what we can do is just put a walking tour around here. Just connect up these buildings here, and because this is a historical site, there's a metro station there. Oh, thank you, game. So we've got a sinkhole.
A sinkhole has occurred somewhere in the city.
Right out, yeah.
Stay out of harm's way and contact authorities with any information.
And let's just connect that up. And I'll just let people walk around. Whoops, got water issue here. Gonna come here. You've got a cargo line here. Trouble is, if I put in a cargo port here, that may increase the traffic on here, because what will happen is people will start to come in here. Question is, if I put, say, no, I think we're going to hold off on the cargo port here. We're just going to have to live with the problems here for the moment. I mean, I could branch a rail line off and round to there. We could extend this out, and then this would give me here. It's always a difficult call to make, actually, to be honest, over, because this is too far away. It's taken far too long for stuff to come down into here. Yeah, not enough customers now as well. I mean, we could expand this residentially. I mean, another way we could do it is to put in a metro station up over here. Although we've got a link through to here. What's the... Yeah, it's not really pulling people in. I have to look at this and see how it's actually going to go. I want to check here now. And we've now got Old Market Street here. And we've now got the 5,000 walking tours. The Old Market Street is an atmosphere street with its... that's pretty big. We could put it... I mean, does that actually fit? My instinct would be is that Old Market Street would probably fit better over here. So let's just... Oh, that's pretty big. If I pick this up and move that in about there, and I can put that in there. And it probably doesn't fit exactly with the overall layout of the city, but for that will fit in there like that. I think that will stimulate the the commercial area over here and give a bit more of a point of interest to the city. Yeah, I think that will work. And that will bring in some more tourists. And we've got demand for industrial. I mean, I could extend this area here. Oops. No. Put this back in before it all disappears. We could push this down like that. Like this. Here. And that's okay. And just stick out that bit there. And what we can do is just put in you'll be okay like that. And then what we can do is just put in this here. That will absorb that industrial requirement there. You can see the factories are, it looks like crops are an issue, so we're gonna have to get some more farming in, but then that's a contradiction with the industrial requirements. So many challenges, so many things to look at. I think you can come down like that, and just going to drop some more high density residential in here. Don't want to connect through to there, but we can put some, yeah, we can dezone you there. So if we can get that population growing. And another tip, guys, is when the city gets this big, rather than creating too many really big areas, looks like we got a bit of a trash problem there, what you can do is dot in some areas here. Looks like we got a water problem here. And what you can do is go around the city adding little extensions to the population around the city. It's also a very good way to find out where the demand actually is. And I think what we can do is come down 1.5. Yeah, we can just skate you through there, and you can come there. You can come there. And we can, I think we can leave that, and just going to put in a. Whoops, that's only one of disaster. I've done enough disasters here. Just take off the apologies. Took that through there, and we'll go high density here, like that, and just actually health would do. Put a sauna there, and maybe a gymnasium there. I'll just push up the population a little bit. How's the health and death care? Probably could do a crematorium over there. Probably got the same problem as ever here. Not enough goods to sell yet. We certainly need to put in a connection. I think what I'm going to need to do is get in a railway station here to deliver goods, but we're going to have to put it in a way that it can connect up to here. So what we're going to do is the connections there, so actually the connections here. So if I put in and this is a free area that's no farming or anything on it, and then just put a cargo terminal there, and I think this is the last thing I'm going to do in this video, guys. I've just noticed the time again. I'm having a bit of an odd day today. I've just done it with my permadev series. I suppose I need to plead guilty in the fact that sometimes when I get really wrapped up into a game, I just get very carried away. I think you can just come in like this. Oops. And this will bring in this railway line, which we haven't actually exploited yet. So I'll give that connection there. Of course, we're just going to drop in some power here. So there, we need water. So I think we can actually put the tapping back on. You can come out like that, and you can cross over like that, and probably what we can do is just put a sneaker connection through here, and what that should do is bring in some more goods from this area. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is just take that back a bit like that, and it is you a lot closer into there like that. And looks like we've got a bit of a wrong way system here. Yes. Yep. Looks like I put a two-way road in instead of a one-way road here. I want that flowing around like that. I don't want any of these guys using this as a cut through to there. I want them to come in that way. Yeah, I was starting to cause a problem there. Right, so I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. Hopefully this train station will start to bring in cargo, which will make everyone a little bit happier over here. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.